Well, I guess the first thing to do is get everything laid out on the table. I think the first disclaimer we'd like to make, is that we aren't here to make you sad. We're here to talk to you. And you can talk back if you want, we just won't really be able to hear you. But it's completely up to you. We just want to make a safe space. We don't want it to be depressing, and but some topics are sad. Which unfortunately brings me on to why you're here.
I also think we need to say that we're not experts at all.
Yeah.
We're literally just going to be waffling about our own experiences and our own journeys. We might one day get experts on here, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'll kind of talk about why I'm here. So I lost my stepdad, who is also my dad. Like, he brought me up since the age of 7, so he was very much my dad. Unexpectedly, suddenly, in February, the 9th of Feb, he went to a walking football match with his friend, my uncle, some really close family friends, and he had a heart attack and died on the scene. So, it was really kind of difficult to get my head round, especially in those first early days, and still now. Obviously, we're only 5 months in. But I just felt so all over the place. I think losing him was really hard, because it was sudden, so you didn't get the chance for a goodbye. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to do something, because I've been so lost and just felt like I needed somewhere to put my grief. And in my experience, what I found is there's not really much out there, and every time you bring it up, people shy away from the conversation. So yeah, I've obviously got really lucky to have Rose, and she's really helped me. She'll go on to her experience now. Why you're here?
I don't know why I'm laughing, because it's just a natural thing to do. Like, I think so many times on this pod, we're going to end up saying, people will be like, my door's always open to you, but what they say never really happens, and then you end up laughing about things, which is a bit morbid. Anyway, I'm here because my dad also passed away, but it was completely opposing circumstances to Maz's story. So my dad passed away. He had cancer. He had it for 2 years and just suddenly declined, and died on my mum's birthday, which wasn't very cheery. But yeah, I felt the same as Maz, in the sense, like, everyone that's grieving, I'd say, like, what do you do? No one has an answer, because it is so personal. Like, I could say, I know how you feel because you've lost your dad, but Maisie's lost Vince, I've lost Brian. These are 2 different people who have offered us 2 different things. So yeah, I think I really struggle with the loneliness. Even my sister, I was like, we can't relate to this, even though we've lost the same dad. It's like, yeah, really puzzling. Still don't really know what to do. And I think the reason we're doing this is because sometimes you have to find peace in not knowing what to do. Like, it's conversations that help, because, to put it frankly, like, nothing really does. I think I've just ruined the depressing rule there, but yeah, no, we just want to, let's talk about grief. No one talks about it. We can laugh about it. It's fine to laugh. Like, there are jokes to be had.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's also very sad. It's also very lonely. I'd probably say it's more lonely than sad. Being 5.5 years in, like, you learn to live without someone, but you can't really, like, no one teaches you how to. You've got to navigate it yourself. So yeah, that's why we're here.
Yeah, and I think as well, like, what we've realised, especially we did our little intro release earlier, the amount of people that had messaged me and commented, and it's obviously so apparent that people want to talk about it, but they don't have, I don't know, the space to. So I think for us, one of our main things why we wanted to start this was we wanted to create a bit of a community, because we appreciate it's a really difficult thing to go through, and obviously everyone's experience is so different, but we kind of want to unite in grief, because it, as you've said, it is super isolating. And not only that, it throws up so many emotions that you do not expect, the anger, the confusion, there's so much that comes with grief, and it's not always spoken about, or there's no book on it, is there really?
No.
Ooh, excuse me.
No. I mean, like, leading on to that as well, like, I can't really, I could probably count on, with my 2 hands, like, how many times I've cried because of the loss of my dad. But my feelings of grief are very rarely to do with me wanting to shed a tear over that I miss him. It's, as you said, the anger, and in forms that you would never link to that person, as you just said. So and I think everyone's sort of experienced that if you've lost someone, or not even if you've gone through a bereavement, but I mean lost a relationship, your life has just changed. You know, it's adapting to a life that you never asked for. And so that's bound to bring up so many ugly emotions.
I think that's glad you touched on that as well, because I think we also want to make sure this encompasses everyone, because loss isn't just a bereavement. Loss comes in so many different forms, and it could be, as you've just said, the end of a relationship, or someone who's poorly and they lose themselves, and you kind of have to see them go through that change. So loss really kind of comes in different ways, and we'll talk about all of that. You know, I no longer speak to my biological dad. I've got the end of that relationship, so I grieved that last year, and then obviously I lost Vince in February. So we'll talk about all different kind of forms of loss, and I hope everyone that's listening can kind of relate to it, and I guess just find, I don't know, a bit of peace, and almost just like a bit of a friendship here. It sounds really stupid, but yeah, it's just nice to hopefully make people feel like we can relate together.
Yeah, totally. I think you know, the reason why me and you are here, like as a collective, we were friends before, and we were just, you know, silly, carefree. We are still silly and carefree, but we can only be that way because we've acknowledged that sometimes we're not okay. And I think that's really built our friendship, because I feel like I understand you on a level that I never realised that I could get to myself.
Yeah.
And it's really helped us, which is why, again, we are here, because we want everyone to be able to feel how we do. You know, I'm not saying that I feel on top of the world because Dad's dead, but, you know, it's just like, we have to find a way to navigate. We have to move on. And, you know, you don't have to move on by saying, I'm not going to think about you anymore. Yeah. But let's share the journey. And yeah, let's open our doors to everyone. Not literally. Don't come to my house.
Yeah. Oh God. No, of course you can always come round. Garage, this is an open space.
Perfect.
I guess we could talk about as well what our plan is with this, because honestly, since we've started, we've had so many different ideas of content, potential special guests if we get down that road. But I guess just where we're aiming for, maybe in the next few months, we're looking to do an episode a week. And we're going to cover lots of different topics. We've already started to write some out, but also super open to cover anything. You know, as we've said, we want to engage our listeners. Like if there's something you want to talk about or questions you have, and I think it's definitely a bit of an open forum in that sense. But so 1 episode a week is what we're aiming for. And even if we don't get any listeners, it's going to help us sit down and just talk through things. I think this is the main driver for us, is encouraging people to talk, because it's so important.
Well, I mean, even if one person listened to it, you know, shout out to whoever that person is. But yeah, cheers, Mum. But 2, there we go. No, even if 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5 people listen to it, you know, we've done more than what we wanted to. You know, our primary sort of goal is to get the best out of each other in a really rubbish situation. And if we can help anyone else in that way, brilliant. But, you know, just to really stress that we aren't qualified grief counsellors. So don't rely on us for help, because we might end up not delivering. But no, we just want to talk. We want you to listen. We want you to talk. So as Maz said, send us questions, get involved. It's just meant to be a big open chat. It might just be us two sitting with the mics, but I mean, the floor is open to everyone, anyone that can relate to us in any way. And yeah, it's not all about death, guys. Let's cheer up a little bit. It's about relationship loss.
There will be a few dark jokes floating around. We can definitely
that can be guaranteed.
But humour's so important, isn't it? And that's one of the things. I mean, there will be deep chats on here because you've got to talk about it. But I think sometimes laughing is sometimes the way you get through it, and people obviously deal with stuff differently. But I think we're just excited to go on this journey with everyone and just see where it takes us, really. I mean, it's no pressure. It's just us doing this in our spare time, and hopefully we'll help a few people on the way.
Yeah, that'd be really nice. If you guys want to commit to that, that'd be ideal. Once a week. Yeah, once a week, be here. Don't know what time, to be fair. We'll make it after dinner time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I think that's pretty much it to speak about our first episode. Obviously, next time we'll have a bit more content going on, but we just wanted to do a bit of an introduction into who we are, why we've started this journey. And yeah, open to everyone's feedback because we've never ever done this before. This is completely new to
Yeah,
us.
big on the new. Big on the new.
Yeah, so yeah, ask questions, tell us if we're doing something shit, tell us if we're doing something good. Like, yeah, completely open. And we're looking forward to doing this.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.